What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the REVELSations podcast. It's your boy, Dr. Rev. Wait, what? Dr. Rev? Yes, Dr. Rev. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Share this with somebody. Let me know you're listening. Drop a comment. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. I call myself Dr. Rev this time. I've never called myself that before. Why? Because I just recently obtained my doctorate degree in education, real doctorate degree. Been working really hard on that for the past 4 to 4.5 years. Was able to write my dissertation, get that done in about a year's time. Took a lot of hard work, a lot of support from my loved one and friends, and a lot of doubt from haters. And we will talk about that. Today's verse is, a little doubt will get you far. Again, a little doubt will get you far. We'll get to that in just a second. But of course, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell an enemy to check out your boy Rev. We are back in season 3, verse 1. So please share this with somebody. Contact me directly, the REVELSations podcast. That is on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can also email the show. That is REVELSationsPodcast@gmail.com. Let's get to it. Let's get to some dictionary definitions so we can get this party started. So doubt is a feeling of uncertainty or lack of conviction. Doubt. And I said a little doubt will get you far. Doubt. Doubt is a feeling of uncertainty or lack of conviction. Let's get to some other words in there. Certain. I have uncertainty, but let's find out what certainty means, or certain. It is the ability or something that is able to be firmly relied on to happen or be the case. Okay? This is for certain. I know this. I am sure. This thing can be relied on. I am for certain this chair that I'm sitting in can hold me up. It is holding me up. I am certain. Now, doubt is being uncertain, unsure. I don't know. I think it can, it might, and I doubt it, right? And then conviction. Conviction is a quality of showing that one is firmly convinced, that you really believe in what one says or what one does. So if we put that all together, doubt is a feeling of uncertainty. Okay. I don't necessarily know that what is I'm thinking is going to happen is actually going to happen. I'm not necessarily convinced. I'm doubting it. And a little doubt will get you far. So I think that we need the proper amount of internal and external motivations in life. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to trust and believe that we can do what we set our minds to do. I have a great team of people that believe in me, but I also have to believe in myself. And you know what? That belief has gotten me so far in life. It has. That belief, I have the belief of my parents on this side of me, my brother on this side of me. Those people are in heaven looking down on me, and I know they still believe in me. I got a team of loved ones that pour into me so much, and I appreciate that. But I also have some people in the world who doubt me, and I thank them for doubting me, because that little doubt is the extra gas. It's the nitro I need to keep pushing. So thank you, haters, for hating on Dr. Rev, and I was able to push through and pass. And who are some of these haters? Now, not going to say anybody by name, because who they are does not necessarily matter. But the role that they play in my life, and actually the role that haters can play or doubters can play in your life, is a really good thing. Okay? So, quick story. When I was younger, when I was in 6th grade, I was going to a school in my hometown of Champaign, Illinois, a middle school. And some teachers thought that I was not intelligent. And they tried to put me in the learning disability classes. And they had me go through these tests and things. And they said, okay, Rev has a learning disability. Well, I had a mom who fought for me, and she was like, nope, we're not going to put that on his record. And she fought and did what she had to do. And when I say fight, she wasn't screaming, but she went up there and said, my son does not have a learning disability. He knows how to read. He knows how to write. You guys need to find a better way of teaching him. So they settled on learning difficulty. And this was something that I had to carry, something that was on my record. And people doubted that I could go far, doubted that I can do things. So I ended up getting out of middle school course, going to high school. Constantly, I had a lot of people pouring into me. Rev, you're so smart. You can do this. You can do that. But I always had those haters. And the times where I was down on myself, or the times where I didn't feel like it, I would always hear the voice of the hater. You can't do it. You can't do it. And I use that as motivation to kick me into action once again. And it continued in college. You can't go to college. You can't do this. Why is that? Because Nobody in my family had done it before. I've been a trailblazer, not knocking anybody in my family. I come from good stock, good people who showed me how to be a good person and showed me how to work hard. But they didn't go down this educational path. They're very smart. They can read and write. They know what's going on, but they didn't go down the formal education path of college. I did, right? So I continue to push, and I always had these haters. You can't be a first generation college student and make it without people paving the way for you. My philosophy is I could do it myself. And that's what I did. So I trailblazed. I did it myself, but I had the help of others pushing me. And when I got tired and the love of other people weren't enough, the doubt crept into my ear from the other people. Now, I had some self-doubt as well, but I would never want to be a failure. I would never want to fall on my face. So I kept pushing, and that little doubt got me far. Now, how far did it get me? The love, if we have 10 steps, let's be honest. The love got me from step 1 all the way to step 9. But that doubt got me from 9 to 10. And oftentimes that last step is the longest and hardest step. So a little doubt will get you far. So when people doubt you, when people are uncertain and they have a lack of conviction that you're able to do it, and when you doubt yourself and have a small lack of conviction that you can do it, let that motivate you. Let it be inside of you that you're not going to prove those people right, that you will always prove those people wrong. A little doubt can get you far. So use those internal motivations. You have internal motivations that are, I can do this. I believe in myself. You have your reasons for wanting to do well. You have your reasons to wanting to push yourself. But then those external motivations as well. The doubt, don't just shut it out. Sort of welcome it a little bit. Do it in a way to where you can use it as extra fuel to push you to where you have to go. Okay? So a little doubt can get you far. Little doubt got me really far. From a kid who grew up in the projects, from a kid who didn't have much coming up, from a kid who was told that he had a learning disability and his mother fought for it to be learning difficulty on his record, for a kid that was denied entry into certain places in certain rooms, to a man who now has doctor on his name. And for me, it's not that I'm gloating or flaunting it, but I'm trailblazing, because if I can do it, I know other people can do it. So I want to motivate you. I want to say that you can do it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in the educational space. Find your lane. Go to the highest you can go in your lane, and take those doubts that people have and they said about you, take them with you and use that as a little fuel, and a little doubt will get you far. What do you think? Do you have some doubters in your life? Do you have some haters in your life? Do you have some self-doubt as well? Use it to get you far. Let me know in the comments below. Hit me up again, REVELSations Podcast at gmail.com, the REVELSations Podcast on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I am because we are. Hallelujah, holla back. Thank you for listening to verse 1 of season 3. Peace.
Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I, an outlook with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.
To say, okay, don't want any sort of eavesdropping laws violations.
Yes.
You did it.
Thank you.
You're done. Congratulations.
Yes.
Through all the trials and tribulations and the painfulness of your committee, or at least one member of your committee.
So I've officially passed. Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Timothy, I really think he thought he was helping you improve your dissertation.
Yes, ma'am.
I've known him 26 years, and I think his intentions were good. His methods were horrid.
Okay.
And we had a long talk about that. And I said, there was nothing wrong with your suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
The timing is what was wrong.
Yes.
You could have given these suggestions in early October.
Right. Exactly. September when I turned the paper in.
Not passable, you could have given them to me in time that I wasn't up at a time constraint where I had to announce the defense on the 15th.
Right.
And then we would have just worked on him and it all would have ended the same. He would have defended on the 20th, but he would have had all these. I said, it's the fact that you're letting them dribble in at the 11th hour that I said, and that's why I said, that's where I said, you're being cruel to the student.
Yes, we're stressing. I was never stressing over the amount of work. It was always the deadline.
And that's what I said.
Yeah.
You got this poor man wondering if you're going to quit giving suggestions in time for him to meet the deadline.
Right. It's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. But that is good. I'm happy.
Congratulations. And technically, by the rules of the university, you have passed. You can immediately start referring to yourself as Dr. Revels.
Wow. That's amazing.
You don't have to wait for the graduation ceremony. It's passing them.
To be honest, I feel relieved, more than happy. It's almost like a weight is off. This has been a tough 4 years considering how the program has treated my cohort in particular. Yes. I will say that I've learned a lot. I've like the program itself, the classes, the professors have been great. Like
that's what we always hear.
The meat of it, but the execution at the higher level, the planning and the program function has been awful. The student experience, while I have learned so much information, valuable information, it has changed the way I think about education. It has changed the way I speak about education. It has changed the way I love education. That's been awesome, invaluable. Never want to give that back. But the experience that I've had to go through to get it with the extra semester of classes without being compensated, back for that. We ended up paying for a semester that we didn't need. That's what happened. We went.
I know, and I think that's horrid. I think that's just horrid. When I learned that, we should have out of our budget refunded you students for that.
But you know what? It's a learning lesson. My life has always been, I have to take I'm going up the rough side of the mountain. That's a song we used to sing in church. It's an actual song, and I've always been on the rough side. I was actually born on the wrong side of the tracks, and I'll share this with you really quickly. When I was in 6th grade at Franklin Magnet Middle School in Champaign, Illinois, I was diagnosed with a learning disability.
Oh.
My mom doesn't play that. She went up to the school and said, "You will not put this on a black boy's record." My mom was not about that. But so they settled on learning difficulty. I didn't have a learning difficulty. I just think the teachers didn't know how to teach an active, deeper thinking kid. I was good. I was always smart. But just coming from that and having that on my academic record to reaching the highest point in a particular field just shows the amount of work and that I put in. And I just thank God and my family who's helped me through it. So I'm relieved. It feels like a weight is off of my shoulders. I'll probably be able to sleep now because I haven't been able to do that for the month of October, pretty much, if I'm being honest.
And I think that this is, and I have to say, this is the only time this has ever happened.
Well,
and I'm not quite sure. I mean, I can think, because I don't want to go to ascribing negative motives, though I do go there occasionally. So I think that the way having you on tenterhooks for a month was inexcusable.
Well, I thank you for being the person to step up for me, to defend me. You didn't have to do that. And actually, in retrospect, I thank you for on December 25th, not jumping in and shutting the conversation with Muhammad down, Dr. Muhammad, I should say, down, because that actually showed me how much I knew about my study, right? It did. And not only did it show me, it showed everybody on the call that I knew what I was doing. So in a way, it goes. So there's a I'm a believing man, I believe in God, and there's a passage in the Bible that says all things work for the good for those who love the Lord and are called to his purpose. It doesn't mean that all things are good, but in every bad, some good will happen is the philosophy. And that was terrible. I was blindsided. I was ambushed. And even if his motives were in the right place, his execution was poor. I was ambushed, but I was able to stand. And I think I won that round intellectually. Not that it was a fight, but you understand what I'm getting at.
Oh, yeah. And that's why it's called a defense.
Yes.
And that's what I was trying to, you text faster. And I don't know how you were texting me and looking like you were totally engaged in the conversation. I will never understand your generation's ability to do that. But that's why I kept saying, you're doing fine. You're doing fine.
You're doing fine. Yes,
I defended your research.
Yes, I did.
That's why it's called an oral defense. You were defending your research. His questions were done with an arrogance and aggressiveness that clouded the fact that he was challenging your research, which the committee gets to do. It appeared that he was personally attacking you.
That's what it felt like. That's
what I didn't like.
That's what it felt like. That's what the gallery has told me. They still, they've said some things, but that's okay. It's all right as long as now. So I'm officially Dr. Revels. Am I correct?
Well, you are officially Dr. Revels, and the stamp will be on it.
Right. Well, this is great. And, I'm really happy. I'm relieved. I'm excited. Thank you so much. My family.
I am so happy for you.
Yeah. My family thanks you. Everybody thinks that you're super awesome. I love Dr. Lug, my friends, my family, they all do. When we come on the 14th, they're going to want to meet you. And my family, they're huggers. We hug. That's what we do. So just be prepared for, to get hugged by a lot of people. But thank you so much. But we're here. We've made it. And I say we because you've been a big part of this. Thank you so much.
And I knew you would succeed from having you in class. You were an excellent student. Your work product was excellent.
Thank you.
You were just an all-around nice guy, and you did it.
Means a lot to me. Thank you, Dr. Lug. I appreciate you so much.
In their education. I don't think that changes over time. I think that is a hard, fast, and true. Students in 1925 and students in 2024 should be active participants in their education. Yes, sir. I stand on that.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Yes, in my interpretation of his article, yes, he does. In my interpretation of the article, he does. That's how I read it to be.